Good morning, everyone. Let us start. Remember, we have been learning chapter 4, climate, and today we shall discuss about factors affecting climate of India. So I will present. Factors affecting India's climate. Last time we discussed about climatic controls, that is factors affecting climate of any place. Today we shall discuss factors affecting India's climate. Okay, for India only, with special reference to India only. The first important factor affecting the climate of India is latitude. So let us read this small paragraph. Do you see my screen? Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of the country from Rann of Kutch, that is in Gujarat, in the west to Mizoram in the east. Almost half of the country lying north of Tropic of Cancer belongs to the tropical area. All the remaining area north of the tropic lies in the subtropics. Therefore, India's climate has characteristics of tropical as well as subtropical climate. So we have to call back the heat zones that you have learned in the previous classes. So these are the heat zones of the earth which you learned earlier. See, here is the Tropic of Cancer. This is the Tropic of Capricorn, and the region between these two tropics are known as torrid zone or tropical zone. Then between Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle, it is known as temperate zone. And likewise between Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle, this is also known as temperate zone. And here we have frigid zone, that is the area within the Antarctic Circle or this Arctic Circle is known as frigid zone. This we have learned earlier. Okay, so this Tropic of Cancer passes middle of India. Okay, as mentioned in the book. See here, I think you are seeing, so this is the Tropic of Cancer. Okay, 23 degree 30 minutes north. So this is the Tropic of Cancer, and it passes say from this Gujarat, Rann of Kutch to Mizoram here in the east. And we have learned that, okay, this area, this region between, say, here we have equator. Okay, equator is here, and between equator and this Tropic of Cancer, this area, okay, this section belongs to torrid region, that is tropical region, whereas this lane north of Tropic of Cancer, here this section belongs to temperate zone or the subtropics. That is what mentioned in your book. Okay, see here, all the area north of the tropic lies in the subtropics, that is in the temperate zone, and the lane lying south of the Tropic of Cancer belongs to tropical area. Okay, that just we discuss here. So this is coming under tropical. Okay, this is coming under tropical heat zone, and here this section under subtropics or subtropical zone or temperate. Okay, temperate zone. So in this way, India's climate has characteristics of tropical as well as subtropical climate. Since Tropic of Cancer passing through the middle of the country, the northern half lies in the subtropics and the southern half lies in the tropical zone. That is what mentioned in the book. Next we have another factor, altitude. And sea altitude, you know, this is the height of a place from the sea level. Okay. Here India, let us read. Okay, India has mountains to the north which have an average height of about 6,000 meters. India also has a vast coastal area where the maximum elevation is about 30 meters. The Himalayas represent the cold winds from Central Asia. The Himalayas prevent the cold winds from Central Asia from entering the subcontinent. It is because of these mountains that this subcontinent experiences comparatively milder winters as compared to Central Asia. You know that in the north of India, we have the Himalayan mountains, which has the average altitude of 6,000 meters. Okay, now let us see. Let us say here, this is the Tibetan Plateau, and here these are the Himalayan mountains, and the Ganga Plain, then Peninsula Plateau, then here we have the Indian Ocean. Okay. Here let us say this is Himalaya. See here, because of this, the height of the Himalayan mountain is 6,000 meters, average height is 6,000 meters, and because of this great height, the cold wind blowing from the Central Asia, okay, cannot pass through these Himalayan mountains. You know, cold winds are heavy, and cold winds cannot climb up high mountains, and that is why, because of these Himalayan mountains, this cold wind from Central Asia cannot reach India here in the northern plains or in the plateaus of India. So in this way, the cold wind blowing from Central Asia are protected by the Himalayan mountain, and thus India have a milder winter. That means the winter is not so cold. If there were no Himalayas, then India would have been very cold place. Okay, but see, as mentioned here, because of these mountains, because of these Himalayan mountains, the subcontinent experiences comparatively milder winters as compared to Central Asia, because the Himalayas prevent the cold winds from Central Asia. Okay, any question from your side? Any question? Do you hear me? Okay, if you don't have questions, then Let us proceed. Next important factor is pressure and winds, and here we have the following. Okay, the climate and associated weather conditions in India are governed by the following atmospheric conditions. Climate and associated weather conditions in India are affected by the following atmospheric conditions. See, pressure and the surface winds, upper air circulation, and western cyclonic disturbances and tropical cyclone. Now let us discuss about it. The first one is the pressure and the surface winds. Let us read. See, India lies in the region of northwesterly winds. Okay, that means northeast trade winds. And these winds originate from the subtropical high pressure belt of the northern hemisphere, and they blow southwards, get deflected right due to Coriolis force, and move towards the equator low pressure area. Okay. Generally, these winds carry little moisture as they originate and blow over land, and therefore they bring little or no rain. And here in this case also we have to call back this planetary wind system that you have learned earlier. Okay, here see, so this diagram shows the major pressure belt and the wind systems of the planet Earth. Okay, see here we have equatorial low pressure along the equator, and along the 30 degree between 30 to 35 between 30 to 35 we have subtropical high pressure. Then around 60 north we have subpolar low. And see here, this area is important for us. See, from the subtropical high pressure cells belt, wind is blowing towards the equator low pressure, and these winds are called trade winds. And the wind blowing from this 30 north to 0 degree equator is known as northeast trade, and in the southern hemisphere it is known as southeast trade. But here we have to examine this northeast trade very carefully. See, from 30 degree north to equator, northeast trade wind is blowing towards equator. Okay, see here. Here 30 is somewhere here. Okay, here we have this 30. Okay, see here between 30 to 35 we have subtropical high pressure cells, and from here wind is blowing towards the equatorial low, and this wind is known as northeast trade wind. Okay, here one wind is blowing, this is known as northeast trade wind. Okay, this is northeast trade wind. Okay, so let me type, this is northeast trades. Okay, and these northeast trade winds is deflected towards the right like this due to the Coriolis force. Actually this wind is supposed to blow due south like this, but it is turned. Okay, it is turned to the right like this. It is turned to the right. That is what mentioned in the book. And since these trade winds are blowing from the land surface, it brings little moisture and hence it gives less rainfall, except here in the Tamil Nadu coast. Okay, here in the Tamil Nadu coast, where the wind is blowing from the Bay of Bengal towards the land. Only in this case we have rainfall, whereas in the remaining part of the country, since the wind is blowing from land towards the sea, there is little rainfall. Okay, so this is about the northeast trade winds. And now let us see. You must know that the northeast trade winds give little rainfall over India except Tamil Nadu coast, because the wind blows from land to sea. Okay, now let us see why the wind is deflecting towards the right or towards the left. It is explained by this force known as Coriolis force. Okay, see what is Coriolis force. So this is an apparent force caused by the Earth's rotation. The Coriolis force is responsible for deflecting wind towards the right in the northern hemisphere and towards the left in the southern hemisphere. This is also known as Farrell's law. See, Coriolis force is an apparent force, okay, caused by the rotation of the Earth. That means any object may be a rifle bullet, okay, maybe missiles, or maybe wind, ocean currents. Any moving object relative to the Earth's surface will turn to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere because of the Coriolis force. And sometimes this deflection is also known as Farrell's law. Now let us see. Okay, here let us say this is our Earth, and here we have this equator. Okay, and so this is the northern hemisphere and this is southern hemisphere. This is what? This is northern. Okay, this is northern hemisphere, and here this is southern hemisphere. And because of the Coriolis force, okay, Coriolis force, remember, it is caused by the rotation of the Earth on its own axis from west to the east. And because of the rotation of the Earth, any object moving relative to the Earth's surface will turn to the right in the northern hemisphere. See, a wind is supposed to move. Okay, a wind is supposed to move due north like this. But because of the rotation of the Earth, the wind is turned to the right in the northern hemisphere. And in the southern hemisphere, actually, it turns to the left. Okay, like this. Wind is supposed to move due south in the southern hemisphere, but it is turned it is turned to the left. Okay, to the left, like this. And likewise, see, in the northern hemisphere, the wind which is supposed to move towards the east is turned to the right. Okay, and the wind is supposed to move towards the west is again turned to the right. Okay, and the wind supposed to move toward the south is turned to the right again, like this. Okay, here in the southern hemisphere it is turning to the left like this, and the wind which is supposed to move towards the east turn to the left okay, and like this. So in this way, wind is okay, wind, ocean currents, or rifle bullet, any moving object relative to the Earth's surface will turn to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere due to Coriolis force. And this explains why the northeast trade wind is turning to the right in the Arabian Sea. Okay, see here, it is a sea, and move towards the equator low pressure sea. They blow towards the southwards and get deflected to the right due to the Coriolis force. Why the wind is turned to the right is explained by the Coriolis force, and this force is very important for explaining the this monsoon system. Okay, and here in this section, so here in this big paragraph, this pressure and wind conditions over Indian subcontinent is explained. Okay, this big paragraph explains the pressure and wind conditions over Indian subcontinent. So let me explain about it. Okay, here we will explain this for 2 seasons. And here in winter season, okay, in winter season you will find low pressure here, high pressure. You will find high pressure over the this Tibetan plateau, and another high pressure, okay, another high pressure you will find here, this in the northwestern part of India, that is in Rajasthan, Punjab, Rajasthan area. And that is why, okay, this wind blows from this land to sea. This is in the winter season. Okay, this is in the winter season. So during the winter season, high pressure is developed, one over the Central Asia, that is over Tibetan plateau, another one that is in northwestern part of India, and that is why wind blows from land to sea. And since this wind is blowing from land to sea, it does not give rainfall. Okay, whereas in this summer season, okay, in summer season, opposite is the case. See, in summer season you will find here low pressure. Okay, you will find low pressure over the Tibetan plateau, and one more low pressure here in the northwestern part. Okay, and that is why wind blows from this sea to land like this. Okay, in this way. So this is for the case of summer. Wind blows from sea to land because low pressure is developed over northwestern part of India and over Tibetan plateau. So this is what explained in this paragraph. Okay, and see here, equator is here, and here in the southern hemisphere we have a wind known as southeast trade wind. Okay, this is southeast trade wind. You have to remember this one. Okay, here southeast trade wind, and because of this low pressure here and low pressure here, this southeast trade wind is attracted, okay, towards India, and this wind cross equator like this. After crossing the equator, this wind turns to the right because of the Coriolis force. Okay, the wind is supposed to move due north like this, but due to the Coriolis force, the wind is turned to the right. and blowing towards India, and this wind is known as southwest monsoon. Okay, this wind is known as southwest monsoon. We shall discuss about southwest monsoon in detail later on. As mentioned here, this wind is known as southwest monsoon winds. Okay, this is about pressure and wind conditions over India during winter and summer. Any question from your side? Do you have any question regarding this wind system over India? Okay, then let us proceed. Here, next we have this upper air circulation. Okay, and here upper air circulation mainly refers to jet stream. Okay, see here jet stream is very important element affecting the climate of India. And what is jet stream is given here. So jet streams are very strong winds, okay, blowing in the upper troposphere. So these are a narrow belt of high altitude, that is above 12,000 meter westerly winds in the troposphere. Their speed varies from about 110, that is 110 kilometers per hour in summer, and to about 184 kilometers per hour in winter. That means very strong, high speed wind blowing in the upper troposphere. Do you remember the 3 layers of the atmosphere? See, so this is Earth's surface. The lowest layer of the atmosphere is known as troposphere, and next we have the stratosphere that you have to remember. Okay, so this layer of atmosphere is known as troposphere, and above troposphere, what is there? Stratosphere. So jet streams, okay, jet streams are very strong wind blowing in the upper troposphere. Here jet stream blows. Okay, so this is jet stream, and from the ground, say it is blowing at the altitude of this 12,000 meter, that is 12 kilometer from the ground. Okay, so this wind is very important affecting the climate of India, because see we have one weak cyclone, okay, known as Western Cyclonic Disturbances. Okay, so what are these Western Cyclonic Disturbances? So these are weak cyclones, okay, develop in the eastern part of Mediterranean Sea. Now just I will explain on the map of see here. Here lies, okay, this is the Mediterranean Sea, and in the eastern part of Mediterranean Sea, okay, a weak cyclone is developed. Okay, a weak cyclone is developed, and this weak cyclone is known as Western Cyclonic Disturbances. And these Western Cyclonic Disturbances are carried, okay, are dragged towards India by the westerly jet stream. Okay, this cyclone, the cyclone which is developed over the eastern Mediterranean Sea, are carried towards India by the jet stream. Okay, by the westerly jet stream. And because of these western cyclonic disturbances in the northwestern part of India, in the northern plains of India, we have winter rainfall, and we have very heavy snowfall in the Himalayan mountain. sometimes these western cyclonic disturbances reach the northeast India, causing a light winter rainfall also. Okay, so this tells the importance of jet stream in India, because the westerly jet stream carries the western cyclonic disturbances which are developed over the Mediterranean Sea towards India, and these western cyclonic disturbances cause winter rainfall, light winter rainfall over northern India. It also causes heavy snowfall over the Himalayan mountains. Okay, see here. The western cyclonic disturbances experienced in the north and the northwestern part of the country are brought in by this westerly flow. That means the western cyclonic disturbances which are developed over the Mediterranean Sea are brought in by the jet stream. Okay, and because of these western cyclonic disturbances, we have winter rainfall. In the northern part of India, we have a winter rainfall, and we have heavy snowfall over the Himalayan mountains. Okay, and more details about the western cyclonic disturbances is given here. See, the western cyclonic disturbances are weather phenomena of the winter months brought in by the westerly flow of from the Mediterranean region. Westerly flow here means the westerly jet streams. Okay, and another important factor, the last one, is the tropical cyclones. Okay, tropical cyclones actually develop over the Indian Ocean. Okay, so sometimes tropical cyclones are developed here in the Bay of Bengal, or here in this Arabian Sea. And when there are tropical cyclones, okay, occurring in the Indian Ocean, then there will be a rainfall, strong winds along the coast of India. So in this way, tropical cyclones also affect the weather and the climate of India. Okay, so any question from your side? Any question? Remember, okay, we have three important factors affecting the climate of India. That those are latitude, altitude, and pressure winds. Under the pressure winds, we have three subfactors: pressure and the surface winds, upper air circulation. Upper air circulation here means jet streams. Then the third one, we have western cyclonic disturbances and tropical cyclones. So these are the factors affecting the climate of India. Any question regarding factors affecting climate of India? Nobody is responding. Okay, if you don't have any question, so let me stop here. As usual, please leave your name in the WhatsApp group for attendance. Thank you very much for joining my class.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.